Okay, next one. Who is your favorite, or who are your favorite Thomas characters? Well, considering my channel's called Henry the Green Engine Productions, my all-time favorite is Emily. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, Henry would be my all-time favorite. For several reasons. Well, first of all, he always got the good episode. Sad story of Henry, or I call it Come Out Henry, and then Flying Kipper, Haunted Henry, Fish, so forth. And I also like his design, and then he was just he's also back in season one. He was just such an inspiring character. Well, not inspired, but relatable. Like he suffered some of the things I did. Like I have something called Tourette syndrome, which is it. What was that? I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a Tourette syndrome, which is basically go look it. It's like you can't control what comes out of your mouth. It's not major. Like I don't swear constantly, but it's like you'll never hear it because I always edit out, but stuff like always grunting or coughing or stuff like that. But yeah, look it up. It's some neurological disorder. And so what Henry basically taught me is that it's okay to get accommodations, and just because you can't function on your own, that doesn't mean you can't succeed. Yeah, that's what Cole, or Henry Special Cole, taught me. It was just so relatable. Like the Fat Controller could have easily just gotten rid of Henry, but no, he gave him some accommodations, and now Henry works fine. And of course, he got a rebuild in the next episode. But yeah, so basically, Henry's definitely the most relatable character, so that's why I like him. And I don't like his new personality in the newer seasons. He was not a wimp. No, I just hate it, and I'll talk about more about that in Venture Begins review. But yeah, and as far as Diesel characters, Diesel 10. Whoever came up with Diesel 10, I love you. That design, how can you not love that design? It is over the top, but at the same time, he's just such a fun villain, like in Magic Railroad. And Neil Crone, my god, the guy's hilarious. And yeah, I. So yeah, Diesel 10. I also like Daisy. Again, I just like her design and so forth. Narrow Gauge, definitely Duke, because, well, again, he's just such an inspiring character. When he gets shut up in the shed, like, left alone, first thing he says is, "Oh, well, I'll go to sleep. It'll help pass the time." How more optimistic can you get? He's just so inspiring, and, I love his design as well, and he never appeared after season 4. God damn it. But, yeah, I hope to see him again. And just the relationship between him, Stewart, and Falcon, or Peter Sam and Sir Handel. He was like this big grumpy fellow who was always ordering them about. But again, he was also a father figure. Like, they all cared for each other. It wasn't like, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I love Duke. And then, non-Awdry character, it's a difficult one. Probably Spencer. I really like Spencer. I like that he was a really good, he was a good steam engine villain. Like, we didn't really see those before season 7. And I'm glad they brought him back in Hero of the Rails. Well, first of all, the A4, I love the A4 class. They just look splendid. Also, they're the fastest engines ever built. And yeah, I just like Spencer. And then also, as far as road characters, probably, George. Who doesn't love a rebellious steamroller? And then, I also like Terrence, and I also like Thumper, like his design. I know he only appeared once and didn't speak, but yeah. I also think Cranky was a clever idea. You all got a lot of sympathy for him being stuck up, going nowhere. And then, I also like characters like Donald and Douglas, Bill and Ben. Who else was there? Oliver. Yeah, I always preferred Oliver over Duck, because Oliver didn't go like Great Western, and so forth. And then also, Who else? Oh man, it's difficult. Yeah, and Splatter and Dodge were also a lot of fun. And then, yeah, as far as least favorite characters, that's a difficult one. I'd probably say Emily. I mean, not because she's a female, just because she was great in season 7, but just after season 7, they made her such a just a bossy engine, like over feminism rules and so forth, and I also never liked Rosie. I just thought Big Pink Engine was ridiculous, and it. I mean, I don't hate her, but I never use Emily and Rosie in my series for those reasons. I just didn't like those characters. Then of course, Bash and Dash, all typical. And so yeah, my favorite character is Henry, and yeah. Okay, next question. Why aren't Percy, Toby, and Duck getting NWR Origins episodes? Okay, this is a good one, because I really want to explain why. So basically, the reason is because we kind of already know how they came to Sodor. Percy was in the workshop, Toby was on the branch line that closed but got bought, and then Duck just showed up to help with the goods work. So I felt like if I were to do those episodes, it would just be like a remake. There would just be remakes of Trouble in the Shed, Toby the Tram Engine, or Toby and the Stout Gentleman, as they call it in England, and Duck Takes Charge. I just wasn't. It wouldn't be very interesting for me. I mean, you're welcome to do your own. And people have been telling me like, oh, you could show Duck on the Great Western Railway or how Toby met Henrietta, and yeah, I could, but I just didn't want. I just couldn't come up with good stories around that, and to be honest, there's no way I could do 11 episodes, like airing them all out the same time, one after the other, because I mean, I'm already having trouble with just 9. I mean, Oliver's episode's been delayed and so forth. Yeah, in fact, it's funny because Oliver's episode was supposed to be planned to be uploaded on the 7th, but that's not happening anymore. So yeah, basically, I just thought they would just be remakes of the TV episodes, and I just didn't want to do that. And in fact, I was considering of not doing James either, but then I realized I could do it from like his point of view of Thomas and the Breakdown Train. So yeah, you're all welcome to do your own, and they will make some appearances, cameos, and Duck appeared in the Donald Douglas episode, but yeah. So bottom line, we already know how they came to Sodor, and it would just be a rehash. So that's why. Okay, next question. Oh yeah, this is another good one. When are you taking more voice actors? Okay, so as I said before, I like having voice actors. It's just that they are a lot of work. So in the future, I mean, I'm probably gonna do it where I'll only use voice actors on special occasions, specials or mini series like NWR Origins, because again, they're just a lot of work. Like I have to send out the lines, and then have to wait for them to come back, and then sometimes the lines are recorded correctly, or I forgot to send an important line. It's just a hell of a lot of work, and I mean I do like having them. It's just I get stuff done a lot quicker when I'm voicing everyone by myself. And to be honest, I like giving my own voices to characters. I mean, so bottom line is there will definitely be chances to voice act in the future. It's just that for now at least, if I needed one, I would just choose. But there will be chances. As far as auditioning, yeah, again, I don't know, to be honest, if I'm gonna do an audition video, because I don't want to sound rude or anything, but I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I don't know. I just feel so cruel when I get so many auditions and then I say, like, oh, sorry, you can't. No, sorry, you're not good. I don't know. It just really makes me feel like a jerk. But so, bottom line is, I will have voice actors in the future, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. I mean, when the Engines of Sodor starts, I'll definitely use them again. But then again, it's possible I may end them at episode 20. But yeah, so as for now, I'm not taking any NWR Origins. I'm already has pretty much all the characters' voice. Although it is possible I may choose some voice actors for, like, very minor roles in Oliver's episode. But yeah, so right now I'm not taking any. I'll tell you when I will, though. But why is your channel called Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3? That is because it was literally the first thing that... Okay, it wasn't the first thing that came to mind, but when I was creating the channel, I wanted to call it, like, Henry the Green Engine, Henry the Green Engine Productions, stuff like that, and these names were all taken, and I'm like, ah! And I didn't want to put my real name in the my real name in the username, because, for obvious reasons, and Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3 literally just came out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I can't describe it. I mean, it's a very unique name. It's something you won't get confused, and yeah, it just came right out of the open. I admit sometimes I wish I chose something else because Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3 is kind of a pain to write out, but I'm pretty satisfied with it, and yeah, I just randomly chose it. What are your thoughts on Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure? So, if you've been following my channel, you've known that I've been doing reviews of all the specials, starting with, Calling All Engines, or Magic Railroad, if you can. I just got so sidetracked with NWR Origins that I haven't done, Venture Begins yet. I don't know when the review for Venture Begins is coming out. I mean, I'm almost done with the script for that, so, it'll be coming out soon, but then I'm just so focused on other things, but don't worry, it'll be out soon. And then after that, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure will be the last one, and I'd like to save my opinion for that video, but I was pretty impressed with it. But you'll see in the video when it eventually comes out. I hope by, end of the month, early February. Yeah, early February at the latest, hopefully. Next question. What is your opinion on Season 19 so far? Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. To be honest, I think I haven't seen enough of it to really make an opinion. But I'd say it's pretty similar to Season 18 and 17. Yeah, I just can't decide right now. I like it. There are some good episodes, like, Who's Jeffrey, and yeah, Who's Jeffrey was brilliant. And it is possible I started doing a review of every single episode as it came out, but then I just stopped because it's too much work. But, I may resume that when the series is over, review every single episode. And so, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Alright, next one. Let's see. Who is your favorite narrator? Definitely Alec Baldwin. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but this is more of a nostalgia thing because most of my VHSs were Season 5, and yeah, I grew up in that era. So definitely Alec Baldwin, although technically George Carlin is the better narrator. I'd rank Alec Baldwin as second as far as, how good he was, but Alec Baldwin's always my favorite. Okay, I'll say this, he was great in Season 5, but in Season 6, I don't know what happened. Maybe he got critical depression or something, but he was just awful there. But Season 5, I don't know why, his voice just really fit the tone of the dark episodes, I think it was a good idea for them to get a different narrator for, Season 5. I just can't imagine George Carlin doing something like Duncan Gets Spooked or, yeah, Stepney Gets Lost or something. I also like George Carlin, too. He is the better narrator. Yeah, as far as like Ringo, I like him. I mean, I always liked it when I'd come across a rare Ringo VHS, but he was just a bit dry. Like, I don't know if it's a British thing or, but look at like Edward and Gordon. If you want to know what I mean, he's just like, goodbye, Edward. Look out for me this afternoon. Yeah, I mean, he got better in season 2. And there were a few episodes where he did do better than Carlin, like, oh yeah, a duck gets charged. Duck gets charged. Duck takes charge. Duck better get himself a jury. Yeah, Duck takes charge, and Pop goes the Diesel. Those were a few examples where he did better, but I always preferred Carlin. And yet with Baldwin, his voices were just hilarious. I mean, Gordon sounds completely retarded, like, I'm fast as engine on Zodor. And then you got James, who sounds like, I don't know, gay pride parade runner or something. Like, oh, stuff and nonsense. And of course you got Henry, who has like hay fever, and then Bill and Ben. Oh my god, those were hilarious. I don't know, the line where Bill says something like, "Oh, a diesel with a toothache must be the worst diesel of all." That always made me laugh so hard. I don't know why, just the way he says it. Yeah, so Alec Baldwin, definitely my favorite narrator. I liked Angelus too. He was having a ball with it, and he had just had so much enthusiasm. Though he could be a little loud sometimes, and then the other ones I'm not too fond of. Yeah, okay, Mark Moran's okay, but you can't really judge him because he only does the narration, not like the characters. So my favorite narrator has always been Alec Baldwin in season 5.